Well, Mac.
Oh, Jesus.
You're back here on review.
Yes, I am.
I was thinking we could talk about another film today.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I was thinking we could talk about The Warriors from 1979.
Oh, perfect. That's much better.
Do you just always have that with you?
Yeah. What do you think I am, an asshole?
So, Mac, we're going to talk about The Warriors.
Yes.
Breaking character for a moment. This was actually your idea.
Yes.
And why did you want to talk about The Warriors?
Because it's a fantastic movie. Yeah, it's a cult classic. Actually, I found it relatively late-ish in my life. I mean, I was in my late teens, whereas a lot of my friends were like, "You've never seen The Warriors?"
I didn't see it until I was in my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have affection for it in any kind of way?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those movies I'd always heard about growing up and I always intended to see, but none of the video stores in my area had it for some reason.
Huh.
So, surprisingly controversial when it came out. A lot of people upset about all the violence in it, even though...
Yeah, it's not that violent. I mean,
no,
but it's gangs in New York.
Yeah, gangs in New York.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy film.
Yes, it's an alternate universe. It's actually quite colorful, like, you know, when it comes to like things like gangs, like the baseball Furies and things like that, which, yes, we will address.
We have to talk about the gangs. Well, that's the, we should say, the basic setup of the movie, the plot of the movie.
Is there's all the gangs in the city are meeting up in the Bronx. And I really love how they explain it in the movie because it's just so simple.
We ain't even been to the Bronx before. No sweat. This conclave is gonna be a real big item.
Because they kind of keep on cutting back and forth to little conversations.
We're going in there with nothing. We're going in there like everybody else.
And it's all intercut also with the subway map. So you can actually follow like the track that they're on and everything. So you see how far away from home they are.
Right. Well, that's what I wanted to point out is that it's because the movie it's like a gritty urban fantasy, basically.
Yeah, it's the Odyssey, is what it is.
And so you see that map. It's like in the Lord of the Rings movies when they pull out to the map of Middle Earth. It's like here's the subway map of New York. But
exactly.
in this world, it's like this fantasy kind of journey that they go on. So
all the gangs are getting together to hear this guy Cyrus speak.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
It's a little vague on where he came from and why he is sort of speaking for everybody.
He's supposed to be like a street prophet gang leader.
What do you know about Cyrus? Magic. Whole lot of magic.
It's fine.
Yes, exactly.
You get just enough.
You get just enough. Like I said, they just call him the one and only and they revere him. So it's like you get it. Like you get it real quick.
All we have to do is keep up the general truce. We take over one borough at a time. Because it's all our turf.
Cyrus gives an amazing speech. Can you dig it?
And this is all the different gangs from different parts of the city.
Yeah, it's like 9 members of each gang, and they're all dressed up. Some of them are mimes. some of them are skinheady kind of types.
Well, they're skinheads, but they're not racist skinheads.
No, because there's black skinheads.
Yeah,
the Turnbull ACs. That's the name of that one.
They just happen to have shaved heads.
Yeah, they just happen to. Yeah, exactly. Baseball bats.
60,000 soldiers. Now, there ain't but 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it?
There's only 20,000 cops. The cops are 20,000 deep. We are 60,000 strong, and we can take over this city one block at a time. So, they gets everyone riled up. Everyone's like, yeah, we're gonna take over this city.
Unify all the gangs.
All the gangs. Our protagonist, or no, antagonist rather. It's a character actor, always plays a bad guy.
David Patrick Kelly, who was born to play this role and has played it many times. He's in The Crow.
Yes.
I always think of him from Twin Peaks.
Okay.
He's Jerry Horn in Twin Peaks. So.
I remember him from the video game The Ripper. It was one of those point-and-click kind of games.
No wonder I lost that fucking contest. All right, hotshot. What do you want?
Christopher Walken's in it and everything too. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's some mid-90s gold.
There he is! That's him! That's the warrior! He shot Cyrus!
So yeah, he takes he pulls out a gun, even though they're not supposed to be packing at the meeting, and he shoots Cyrus, shoots him dead, and then the Warriors get blamed for it. And so, yeah, next thing you know...
and the cops show up, too.
All the cops show up, like all of them, all at once, and start scooping up people, and everyone's making a run for it. So the Warriors get blamed for it, and now they have to get home. They have to go all the way from the Bronx down to Coney Island, which must be like 50 or 100 miles away.
Yeah, they have to get back to their home turf, avoiding the cops and avoiding the other gangs.
Yeah, because now all the gangs are about to, because they keep on getting information from the radio.
We're gonna have to do better out there. Our friends just made it past one of the minor league teams.
That's a great little kind of Greek chorus.
Yeah, you just see her lips. You know, it's the woman, I can't remember her name. She was the one from Carmen Sandiego.
Hello and welcome to Acme. I'm the Chief, but you can call me, well, the Chief.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's what that was?
like, you know, yeah, like, I did, it was detectives or something like that. Like, like, all right, detectives, like, here's your assignment. Gumshoes, there we go, yeah. All right, gumshoes.
Thanks, voice.
Yeah, thanks, Greek chorus.
So yeah, that's the rest of the movie then, is their journey to try and avoid the cops, avoid the other gangs, because they're kind of confused, like, because there was a truce, supposedly.
Yeah.
And they're like, is the truce still on? We don't know. We need to avoid these gangs and get back home.
Yes, exactly. And
very, very kind of simple setup.
Exactly. And again, like I said, it's the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I mean, there's even sirens in there.
Yeah.
The female gang, the Lizzies.
The Lizzies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely no lesbian undertones with that name. The all-female gangs. Yeah, a couple of the warriors fall by the wayside as we go.
Yeah, you lose them. I was surprised. One of them is Ajax, is his name, played by James Remar.
Yes.
Who's been in
a zillion
everything.
things.
I always think of him as Dexter's dad on the show Dexter. He's good on that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's who is it that's like the undercover cop on the park bench? I think it's Mercedes Rule.
Yeah,
it
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, total entrapment too. That is
well,
so...
this is fantasy New York. That might be acceptable. In
yeah,
that
exactly.
reality.
She's like, oh, I like all those muscles. Like, yeah.
Your nights in the park are over for a while, honey. You're under arrest.
Hey, lady. Come on, lady.
Kiss my ass.
But she's like a fan favorite. Looking, he's like everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Fox or Swan or Snow.
I couldn't even tell you. I get they're all interchangeable to me, except for Ajax and the leader, which is.
That's Swan.
That is Swan. Okay.
Yeah, it's Swan.
Yeah.
And
but you see, Ajax gets handcuffed. The cops show up to take him away, and you see two of the other warriors are like watching on.
And they're like,
you think the movie's gonna kind of go into a little path of like, oh, we got to break out Ajax? No,
he's gone.
He's out of the movie.
Yeah,
because the movie's that sort of laser focused.
Yeah, it's about getting home. I mean, I love how Ajax is always calling everyone wimps.
Yes.
It's such a of its time kind of insult.
Yeah.
Wimps.
Well, that's like I was saying earlier, how the movie was sort of controversial when it came out about its portrayal of gangs, even though it's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's a comic booky fantasy world, which I guess we should talk about the director's cut. Are you too familiar with that?
A little bit, yeah. There's some animation in there and stuff.
They throw in, it's Walter Hill directed the movie, who I think is kind of an underappreciated director.
Yeah.
Very good at these sort of gritty kind of street crime movies.
Like New York-y kind of things. Yeah.
But Walter Hill also similar in kind of tone to The Warriors. He directed a movie called Streets of Fire, musical. Willem Dafoe is in it. Like, it's really fucking bonkers. Diane Lane, Rick Moranis.
You had me at musical with Willem Dafoe.
Yes. Well, it's like The Warriors tonally, but there's also musical numbers.
I have to see this.
It's pretty great. But then Walter Hill also did 48 Hours, which jump-started the whole buddy action movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is funny, because if you watch that movie, they're not buddies. They fucking hate each other.
No, they fucking hate each other.
And Nick Nolte's like a horrible racist in
it. Luther, are you angry with me?
I don't know what you're smiling at, Watermelon.
And just like holding everything over him.
Yeah. But that's Walter Hill's kind of style. This sort of, and then that kind of hatefulness is in the character of like Ajax in those too. Yeah.
Yeah, but like likable. Like somehow, somehow he portrays him as the likable one. Like Nick Nolte, he's like, oh, he's likable.
Yeah, well, that's by today's standards, like horribly, politically incorrect, but These are definitely movies from a different era.
Yep.
But yeah, that kind of like fantasy aspect with the comic book panels that he does in the director's cut, which is like it's already reads as fantasy.
Yeah,
without
you
that
didn't
stuff.
need that. Like, yeah, like I remember watching it once, maybe about 10 years ago or whatever. And I was like, it's kind of unneeded. Like,
Well, it's a George Lucas situation now too, because that's like the only readily available version.
Oh, really?
I think you might be able to find like an out-of-print DVD of the original cut.
Oh, really?
I have a German Blu-ray. That's the only way I could get the theatrical cut on Blu-ray.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, I have a digital copy, but it might be an old one.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, I think if you rent it digitally, it's the director's cut. So it's just these ugly comic book panels.
Yeah, no need. Because I mean, like it already kind of starts off with like a really kind of neat tone anyway. Just like they show the Wonder Wheel, like just moving really slowly, like kind of get to know like nighttime Coney Island, and then it picks up. You know, the music picks up.
Well, then that awesome theme song kicks in. All the opening credits are like graffiti fonts.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of like Repo Man a little bit with the opening credits of that.
I know you're a fan of that movie.
I love Repo Man.
I know. This is second Repo Man reference in the last 2 days also. Yeah. And you get to see each one of them like their individual characters. You know, there's Cowboy, you know, there's Vermin. Yeah. Cochise, the Indian-looking one.
Yeah.
You know,
he's wearing like Indian
all the Indian gear. Like, they all have very specific looks, you know, Rembrandt with his big afro,
Yes,
like, you know, and like I love because he's like named Rembrandt because he's supposed to be like, you know, the artist one because he's kind of a puny wimp.
Yeah.
And they ask him to do like one thing of graffiti once in the movie, and it looks absolutely terrible. It takes him forever, and it looks terrible. Like, you know, God bless him.
Well, maybe we don't know what the other warriors are capable of artistically. Maybe he was the best.
Yeah, maybe he knew how to do that. Maybe he was like, he knew what a W was. You know?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. How could this be a big meeting if the orphans wasn't there?
But yeah, no, like, we talk about some of the gangs. There's the orphans.
That's my favorite gang. They're like the pathetic one. They didn't even know about the meeting.
Yes.
And then you see them, and they're just wearing like green T-shirts.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're the orphans.
We're the orphans. Nobody messes with the orphans.
The orphans aren't good enough for your meeting.
I love the actor because he's got like that lazy eye also, which is great. Like, they look really schlubby.
It's just so pathetic.
Yeah. And that's when we get introduced to the young lady that kind of tags along.
Well, she's the love interest for Swan character.
Exactly. Like, they kind of introduce
I kind of like that it never gets like schmaltzy with it. Like, they kind of bond, but they always, because they're like street thugs, they always have that kind of front up. You know, they keep themselves guarded.
Yeah. Always talking about like, oh, you know, you'd love it if I ran a train on you.
You gonna jump me?
Maybe we ought to pull a train on you. You look like you might even like it.
Fuck you.
Real tough chick.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, Jesus Christ.
That's the romantic dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. There is one touching moment though between the two of them. It's at the end of the movie when they're on the train and they're finally like on the last train to Coney.
Oh yeah.
And they're all like dirtied up and everything like that, and you know, and these like young kids coming from the prom. Get on the train, and they're all like laughing and stuff and everything.
It's a completely different world.
Different world. Yeah, exactly. But they're all like the same age, and she like tries to fix her hair. And Swan like stops her hand, kind of like, nah, you don't look pretty for these. Fuck these guys. Look at me. I was like, that's actually the closest thing to touching that you actually kind of get.
Well, and
in the
then
movie.
one of them drops her corsage or something, right?
Yeah, and he gives it to her.
What's this for?
I just hate seeing anything go to waste.
Always has that kind of edge up. He has his you know, his front on.
Yeah, I forget the name of that actor also, but he was the lead in Xanadu.
I was gonna say Michael Beck is his name.
There you go.
He's the lead of Xanadu and Megaforce, two of the worst movies ever made.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think the most famous gang in the whole thing is the Baseball Furies.
Yeah.
Yes, like that's the one. I've seen people dressed as the Baseball Furies at Halloween.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah. That's the one.
Well, it's so distinct because they're not just wearing like baseball uniforms and have baseball bats. For some reason, they also have this like split face paint thing
it's like half like yellow, half blue, with like black around their eye. But very, very exacting. They're really good makeup artists, like considering considering they're gang members.
And it doesn't tie in with the baseball theme at all. It's
no,
just
they
like,
just carry baseball bats and dress. But yeah, the makeup has nothing to do with baseball.
Like, let's just do this too.
Yeah, like you'd think that like maybe maybe their face would be painted like a baseball with the stitches, like or something like that. Like no, they just look wacky. You know? But they're very, very memorable because they're wordless. Like that's the whole thing. There's a lot of chase scenes, on-foot chase scenes.
Well, the action of the movie, it's similar to, I would compare it to Escape from New York, which is where it's like, it's technically an action movie, but the action is kind of the weakest part of it. That's Escape from New York, and then this too, where it's just lots of kind of running. There's that whole action scene where they're just like, let's run away. And they just run for a while.
Yeah, exactly. And then kind of split off and then kind of come back together.
Yeah.
And then they have there's the leader of the baseball Furies who kind of just like, he throws the bat out, like all like kind of like cool and stuff. And then he gets his ass kicked like in 2 seconds.
Yeah. I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
I will say, instead of a sword fight, there's a baseball bat fight. Like a lot of bam, bam. And then kind of like, block,
it's not the
block.
most well choreographed fighting.
Yeah, no, you can tell they had like an hour to like do the whole sequence. But
the world surrounding the action. That's again like Escape from New York, where it's really about that tone.
It's the tone. It's the color. Like it's the it's the basic storytelling. Like again.
And I like that structure too of where a movie takes place over a very kind of limited amount of time, like over the course of one night or over the course of a day. I always like that as sort of a framing device.
Yeah, I mean, because it's also it's a good way to kind of trim the fat off of those kind of things. Like it's kind of just you don't have enough time to veer off from the path.
Yeah, the only kind of time they diverge a little bit is when some of the warriors start hanging out with the Lizzies.
Yeah. Because they all got split up, but they just wanted to put the Lizzies in there.
Yeah. And there's no way that situation is going to go wrong.
Yeah, oh no, not at all.
Shit, the chicks are packed! The chicks are packed!
We're going to hang out here. Yeah. These girls want to party.
Yeah, exactly. No. Oh, hi, baby. My name's Vermin. Yeah, but again, it's it's the sirens. Like they have to hit that beat, kind of thing, because they all get split up because the cops, cops are after them, and they get split up. Another chasing, another running.
Some more running away.
A lot of running away. Fox gets thrown in front of a train. And the actor didn't show up to work that day, so you can see there's this thing where he's running away, and it's just the back of his head.
Oh God!
And it's like, it's kind of amazing. It's
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, you'll see. Look at He's the one who plays Windows in The Thing.
Oh my God!
That's him.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that's Fox.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think he had more of an expanded role in the original screenplay. Yeah. And I think the love interest was originally supposed to be his and all that kind of stuff. So he didn't want to stick around. And so they were just like, well, we're going to kill you off. He's like, cool, I'm not, go ahead, kill me. I won't be there. So this is actually based on a book.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had ever read it.
No, but I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
Because it is very different. They're like 12 and 14 years old and stuff like that. And it's a lot more like cruel and crass,
Well, that makes me wonder then if some of the kind of controversy surrounding the movie when it came out, if people upset about it, if it was more informed by the book or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was, it's actually not even like a well-known book.
I think the movie's far surpassed it as far as when you think of the Warriors.
Yeah, and it's almost completely different. There's no baseball Furies in it. There's no roller skating gang.
There's no mime gang. I'm not into it.
I don't want it. I will say like when it comes to at least like the variety of gangs, they did do you could tell they were having a lot of fun with that. Yeah. Same thing with like the opening meeting when actually you see like there's a lot of extras like there. Oh, yeah. And each one of there's a lot of people that dress up like really fucking stupid. Like like really silly. Like I just love the uniformity of just every gang. Like nobody has any like real kind of personality or something like that, except for our Warriors.
Except for the Warriors, because that's who we're focused on.
And also our lead bad guy.
Warriors, come out to play.
He's the one that chases them down at the very end.
The most famous thing about the movie is the beer bottles.
The beer bottles.
Warriors, come out to play.
And apparently that was like just a weird like improv thing where he was just started doing it, and they're like. I think that's just who he is.
That's if you've seen Twin Peaks or other things he's done, you're like, okay, this is that guy.
Just let him off the leash.
Yeah.
just give him some bottles.
He's really great. I don't know if you've seen the Return Twin Peaks, the season 3. He spends most of the season just kind of wandering around in the woods.
Go away!
Talking about the kind of, like I mentioned, the action's sort of the weakest part of it. The world that it builds is so strong.
Yeah.
Like the different gangs. It makes sense. I don't know, did you ever play the video game?
A little bit.
It makes sense because it kind of came out, isn't it sort of like a Grand Theft Auto-y?
It's from the Rockstar games.
Yeah, where you're sort of exploring the world, and it's like that's perfect for this kind of movie.
It's a little bit of backstory kind of thing. But it was kind of unneeded a little bit. Where kind of like, I like how this is self-contained, whereas the video game was a little bit like, did you know Vermin and Cleon were the ones who started the Warriors down in Coney Island? And like,
it goes into that type of stuff?
Oh, yeah, no, it's like backstory and everything.
Okay.
And Cleon is actually the name of the leader, the one who gets killed like in the beginning of the first act. I love the way they kill him. Talking about like great action.
Yeah.
They all surround him and they elbow him like this. it's kind of I've never seen a fight scene like that.
Oh, he got elbowed to death.
Yeah, he got elbowed to death. And because he's barely in the movie, but I know his name is Cleon because my brother named his cat Cleon.
Ah.
So I have a Cleon in my extended family. Just letting you know. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. How many Cleons are in your family?
I don't know a single Cleon. I know plenty of Vermin though.
Yeah. My name's Vermin.
My name's Vermin too.
I'm Cochise.
You might want to take off that Indian head dressing. It's not appropriate these days. Warriors wasn't concerned about that.
Yeah, not concerned about that kind of stuff. No. Because it was what, 1979?
1979.
80? Yeah.
Well, that's the time period is interesting too, because this was in New York at the time. That was, of course, crime was on the rise. It was getting out of control. So you had a lot of movies that were kind of focusing on how sort of like grimy and
dark and gritty,
horrible New York. You had like on a more realistic level, you have like Death Wish, and then you have
even Taxi Driver, you could say.
Taxi Driver, yeah. I love that era, that kind of like grimy New York.
Yeah.
Before Disney came in and cleaned up
everything.
Like ruined it.
I miss the graffiti on the subway trains.
Yeah.
Like just covered, in every inch of it.
But yeah, and it just like it's like instant atmosphere. All you have to do is film like a street corner in New York from that era.
Yeah,
and that's like Escape from New York too, which of course they didn't actually shoot in New York, but that kind of idea of like the rising crime.
Yeah, and the rot of New York.
Yeah. A lot of, if you're familiar with Frank Henenlotter, like the movie Basket Case. It's
no.
The best example of like guerrilla filmmaking on the streets of New York, where he's just like filming out of a car window as his actor walks. And it's just like everything looks like you want to take a shower after just looking at the streets of New York. Yeah.
And just looking at the style of it even.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was all those types of movies were really informed by, somewhat informed by what was really going on, and just kind of how like the crime, rising.
The reaction of the time. Going back to like the names of some of these guys. I mean, why would you name you're looking for a cool nickname. Why would you go with Snow?
Yeah. Well, he was a pretty cool rapper.
Was he cool though?
Well,
I mean,
time tested. It's shown.
Informer.
That's still cool, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Actually, he was in jail when that song came out.
Is that true?
Yeah, he was actually in jail, and it was like a hit song.
Well, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. See, there you go. Would you recast this movie if you did it again? Like right now, who would you cast?
Like a modern version of the Warriors?
Yes. Let's say they had a terrible idea to remake this movie. Who would you make as Swan?
If they have a terrible idea, I'm sure somebody's talking about remaking it.
I bet you a zillion bucks is probably like it's already in pre-production.
Yeah.
I don't know. Channing Tatum? No, that's just too Magic Mike.
Well, I cast David Patrick Kelly again, just modern day. David Patrick
absolutely.
Kelly. Same character.
Actually, you should make him Cyrus.
Hey, there you go.
That would actually be great. Actually make him like a manic street preacher kind of
passing of the baton.
Yeah, exactly. That could be cute, but it'd actually be terrible. But it'd be adorable. It's like, you know, a Robert Pattinson type or Taylor Lautner type.
They're all too old now.
It's true. But also, I mean, these guys are supposed to be teenagers.
Yeah,
like,
they're clearly in their early 30s.
Yes, yes. So it was fun talking about the Warriors with you. Yeah. We covered all the bases and everything like that. And I can tell you're a true Warriors fan. So I'm gonna give you your own colors, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Here you go. You are now officially a Warrior.